Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Jessica Klein. First, on the local scene. The annual Christmas luncheon for the elderly in North Leeward resumed on December 11th, 2022, 2 years after the cancellation due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the eruption of Lasso Freire volcano. The North Leeward representative Carlos James stated in a Facebook post that the event, the first in a series of ongoing programs for seniors, took place at the Cumberland Recreation site. This was an emotional occasion for many seniors who had not seen each other for nearly 2 years. The COVID 19 pandemic separated us, but our love for one another kept us together. James said he is eagerly anticipating the second luncheon in Chateaubilay this weekend. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Sailing Association will hold its national championships on December 17th at the Blue Lagoon Hotel and Marina. 20 sailors from St. Vincent, Bequia, Canouan, Myro, and Union Island will compete in the Optimist and the ILCA 6 classes. The SVG Sailing Association runs a community sailing program with the main goal being to have fun and uncover talent for international competitions or industrial opportunities. The 20 sailors are Junior Sailing Academy of Bequia, Jamark Osborne, Damian Miller, Lamont Gregg, Jadel Osborne. Bequia Youth Sailors, Drew Mitchell and Joshua Osborne. O'Keens Youth Sailing Club Canouan, Emmanuel Williams and Frankie Mitchell. Happy Kites Union Island, Adino Jacobs. Myro Sailing Club, Stephen Ford, Norfolk Baptiste, Azim Ford, Javon Bartholomew. Vinci Sailing Club St. Vincent, Scarlett Hadley, Logan Banfield, Joshua Glass, Royal Boatswain, Niall Wilkes, Kai Marks Descent, and Tegan Dean. Still on the local scene, Vincentians are urged to ensure their children's safety before Christmas shopping. Corporal Andrews of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force gave this advice on WEFM's Activated Mornings. Corporal Andrews advised parents and guardians to avoid having children supervise their kids and to choose adults carefully. We all want to go shopping, but we have to make sure our kids are safe. They are our future, and we take things for granted. Andrews urged parents to leave young children with a responsible adult instead of a child. She said, I'm speaking of a trustworthy adult because in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we know that there are a lot of persons who go under the bracket of great guardians, protective guardians, but they are really not. They are preying on our children. So at the same time that you want to enjoy the festive season, we have to look out for our children. In the region, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, during his speech for Human Rights Day on Saturday, said, today's trying times highlight the need for a recommitment to human rights, which are central to solving global problems. The annual commemoration celebrates the UN General Assembly's adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights on December 10, 1948. Mr. Guterres said, human rights are the foundation for human dignity and a cornerstone for peaceful, inclusive, fair, equal, and prosperous societies. The UN chief said, the world is currently facing unprecedented and interlocking challenges to human rights, such as increased hunger and poverty, shrinking civic space, and a dangerous decline in media freedom and safety of journalists. Meanwhile, trust in institutions is evaporating, especially among young people, while the COVID-19 pandemic has led to increased levels of violence against women and girls. Racism, intolerance, and discrimination are running rampant, the UN chief continued, and the new human rights challenges are emerging from what he called the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. More on the regional scene. Residents of Moruca will no longer have to travel long distances to access surgical treatment, as Guyana's Kumaka's district hospital has been equipped with a $40 million surgical theater. The investment covers a new anesthesia machines, an ICU wing, and a recovery wing with the crisis stabilization units. It is the culmination of several specialist visits to the region, forming part of the Ministry of Health and Regional Democratic Council's 20-year strategic development plan for Region 1. Guyana's Director General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Vishwa Mahedo, said the new theater is in keeping with the government's manifesto promise of expanding and upgrading health facilities and diagnostic services to improve access to healthcare countrywide. He said the government of Guyana, under the leadership of His Excellency President Ali, has made it a priority to bring healthcare to the hinterland, to bring healthcare to those who need it most. This is another such project where access to healthcare is being made more equitable and readily available for persons. And on the international scene, authorities in Gaza announced the discovery of over 60 tombs in an ancient burial site dating back to the Roman era. Work crews have been excavating the site since it was discovered last January during preparations for an Egyptian-funded housing project. Hiam Al-Bitar, a researcher from the Hamas-run Ministry of Antiquities and Tourism, said a total of 63 graves have been identified and that a set of bones and artifacts from one tomb was dated back to the 2nd century. She said the ministry is working with a team of French experts to learn more about the site. On Sunday, workers sifted through the soil and removed piles of dirt in wheelbarrows. Although the ancient cemetery is now blocked off from the public, construction on the housing project has continued, and the site is surrounded by apartment buildings. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.
Avoided because your tires had almost no grip on the road. Safety is a factor that should never be overlooked when it comes to your car or whatever you drive. SVG Tire Sales